Tori.
I'm a big fan, like when it's hot in the house. But I gotta say one thing to your guests, because you said you got a story to tell, right? Real quick. Biggie Smalls. Remember Biggie Smalls? He was the first one I seen.
Who's this?
I don't let him in security.
Artists that you dressed.
Man, Tupac, Nas, Dr. Dre, Snoop, Heavy D, Pete Rock Seal, Smooth, Next, 112. First, we was moving from apartment to apartment, right? We had no money.
Were y'all scamming?
Oh, no doubt.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Tori Hart here with another episode of Brutally Honest. And this next guest right here, listen, let me tell you something. One of the best designers ever. He's a living legend. He deserves all the accolades. He has started the careers of so many people. So many people have emulated him. He's a genius. And I have him sitting with me here today. I am super blessed and so thankful and grateful to have one of the most amazing men in fashion on my couch. Royalty! Y'all give it up for my man with the clean.
Okay.
That's where we're at.
Karl.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
How you doing?
I mean, I'm sitting next to you. What do you mean, how am I doing?
Just come to check you out. You call, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Got a story to tell.
You got a story to tell?
That's right.
Come on.
That's right.
And you telling me...
Sorry to bug you. I got a story to tell too.
What's
Say
this?
Hand me the friend. I ain't mean to interrupt y'all. I know I popped unexpected like premature baby.
Okay, what
Tori, right?
I am Tori.
I'm a big fan, like when it's hot in the house. But I gotta say one thing to your guests, because you said you got a story to tell, right? Real quick. Biggie Smalls. Remember Biggie Smalls? He was the first one I seen.
Who's this?
I don't let him in security.
They call me Wide Earth looking for dirt, Jesse James looking for stains. Can I just say one thing? Because I got big lips, so I can put a hickey on the
And you got a gap, motherfucker. Keep talking. Okay,
That's why I
go.
need to talk to him so I can get my own clothes.
All right, hurry up.
Can I say one thing?
Just one thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
because you the main reason why I found out about switches before the youngins, the YNs. Because my grandma, she gave me a whooping with a switch because I took my uncle clothes. I used to wear all your clothes. But speaking of clothes, you see the spot right here on your shoe right here that's blacker than my mother, not as beautiful?
Which one?
When I turned 18, she said if it's darker than me and it don't pay bills, it shouldn't be there, right? Real quick, look, because Stevie Wonder said seeing is believing. Well, Jesus said you wash my feet, I'm going to wash yours. Look, real quick, and I'm out there like shampoo. Look.
But you ain't Jesus.
Well, you see how I split that like Moses did the Red Sea?
Okay, did you save me from my sins?
Well, it ain't Jesus in the bottle, but we can go to church tomorrow. You ever seen the watch get baptized?
I have not.
Yeah, I've been saving everybody's time. I'm going to sit around like a donut.
Two.
What the hell, Karl?
You gonna stay with us?
I don't know. Why are you in this interview?
Because they said y'all was adopting chocolate kids feeding them fried chicken. They said all I had to do was just walk them out and make you smile.
Who told you that? All my producers are fired.
They said laughter is the best medicine for the heart. You know, every time you make someone laugh, they add 2 more years.
What's going on?
I wish I could have made Whitney Houston laugh. Bobby Brown would have listened to me.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Crazy.
No,
And do you only do one shoe?
Huh?
Is that how you work?
Yeah, because that's where you can get the HBO special. You know what HBO mean? You get to help a brother out.
Gotcha.
You think one's going to be enough for you?
Nah,
I'm trying to be like you, bitch.
I feel you.
Well, give it to him.
Well, I mean, they come together like butt cheeks.
Okay, clap, clap.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause on that.
I'm just saying clap or make him clap.
She got personality. Y'all want to trade places like Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy? Can I do interviews and then y'all can?
I think we should do that.
You want me to sit over here and you sit here?
No, I'm saying I'm trying to try it out.
Okay, you want to sit in my seat?
Yeah, you want to do what I do though?
Do you want me to spray shit on sneakers and wipe it down? Wipe it down.
It clean everything except bad credit. So
No, I'm good.
Sneakers.
I don't want to
Really?
clean sneaks.
Oh.
But I will let you come back later if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back.
Yeah, you can't. You don't have these titties. You can't sit in my seat.
All right.
But go ahead and wipe some more shit down.
I'm gonna be over here wiping down the chair.
Okay.
Wow, that's
Carl,
pretty
you
entertaining.
invited him?
I don't even know this dude, man, but he's cool though.
He is cool. Let me see if he cleaned them. Let me
Nah,
see.
it looks spanking. They good.
They look good.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
But you always clean. It don't even matter.
Yeah, thank you for
You're
that.
too clean to be green and mean.
There we at.
But you're not anyway. Look, I'm trying to run. I ain't got it. I ain't got what you got. Let me get back to what I was doing before I was interrupted. Karl Kani. Okay, we back. The last time I ran into you, we were evacuating.
That's right. I remember that.
We were evacuating because our houses were potentially about to be burnt down.
That's right.
We ran into each other at the Hilton in Woodland Hills. And I said, Karl, I was like, how you doing? And he was like, I'm doing great. And I was like, we never did that collab we were supposed to do.
That's right.
So before we get into this interview, we still have to do that collab.
No doubt.
Because that's from years ago. Yeah.
We manifested that.
Okay, manifest. Yes,
that's right.
yes. And I've always loved you, still love you to this day. So I feel like it's destined to happen. There's no way in hell that we were supposed to run into each other. Well, actually, it was, but I'm just saying that's how you know.
Yeah, that's kind of a little funny moment in both of our lives. We didn't know if our house was going to burn down to the next day. So sleeping in that hotel, when we woke up the next morning, the only thing I was checking on to see if the house burned down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that's over with, though.
And thank God we both, our houses are good. We here sitting now.
Absolutely.
So let's just talk. Let's get right into it. Karl Kani, from Costa Rica, come from very humble beginnings. Mm-hmm. Can we speak on that?
Yes. So basically, my family migrated to the United States when I was 2 years old, back in like 1970, something like that. And we moved to East New York and Brooklyn. No, actually, moved to Flatbush, Brooklyn. And my dad was a very fashionable person, so he used to get his clothes made by a tailor. Mm-hmm. So growing up, I used to go with him to Delancey Street, buy his fabric, and bring it back to his tailor in Flatbush, and he used to make his clothes. So I kind of used to see the process of making clothing from a young kid. So that's kind of what inspired me as I got older to start doing my own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So you were watching your dad growing up,
mm-hmm.
and you learned pretty much everything from your father.
Yes.
But did you know that you was gonna like blow up to be as huge as you was, just from watching your father? Or
nah, none of that. Basically, my mom, my dad got divorced from my mom when we was in the 4th grade, right? Okay. So we ended up moving to East New York in the projects. So the first day I went out there to meet all the kids in the projects. I'm thinking we about to go play. We was like 10, 11 years old. I'm thinking it's all good. Dude's looking at my clothes like, yo, what kind of sneakers you got on, man? I was like, I don't know. These are like Skips. I was like wearing whatever my mother got for me, right? And they're snapping on my clothes. They're like, man, don't come out here with those whack clothes on anymore like that, right? So I went home to my mom's. I was like, Mom, I need some money to buy some clothes. She was like, boy, you better go find yourself a job. You know what I'm saying? So like, she was like, we trying to make it from an international company making United States. So her furnishing me money to buy clothing wasn't her thing. We was trying to make it pay our rent, pay our light bills. Clothing wasn't on the list, right? So I got me a newspaper job. I used to get up at 5:30 in the morning to live in newspapers so I could make some money to buy some clothing. So when I bought my first pair of Pumas and Latiga short set, and then now I was accepted. I felt like fashion is what made you cool in the hood, right? If you wore fresh clothing, now you were cool. So once I got that first taste of feeling accepted, I was like, man, fashion is my calling from now on, right? So what got me into making my own clothing was a lot of my friends, we were very competitive in terms of clothes. So if I found something fresh, I ain't gonna tell you where I got it from, right? We're very secretive with that. So I didn't want nobody else wearing my stuff, right? So I thought about my dad's tailor, and at the time we was trying to find clothing that was more baggier, but they didn't have baggy clothes in the stores. So I went to his tailor. I was like, yo, I want to make some clothes, but I want the waist to fit me, but I want the legs to be really baggy. He says, I could do that for you. So, because at that time we were buying Levi's, we were buying it 3 or 4 sizes bigger, so that way the legs could be bigger. Because a lot of my friends would break dance and they went to hip hop and things like that, right? So like when I wore this outfit around the way, it was a baggy outfit, linen suit. Everybody like, man, where'd you get that from? Where'd you get it from? So I wasn't going to tell them my tailor, so I started making clothing for a lot of my friends in the hood. So that's really what kind of started streetwear fashion, by me making clothes for my friends. Then the word started to spread from there.
So would you say that you are the originator of streetwear fashion?
100%. There's no other brand that could ever say they started streetwear before Karl Kani. It's just not factual. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was in every inner city hood store. We went from, put the clothes in the back of my car and drove to each store and was hustling our stores to every store in the inner city. Because back then, hustlers on the streets was the real influences back then. You know what I'm saying? Those are the guys that all the kids looked up to. But I want to tell you a story about the most important day of my life.
Okay.
Right? So, remember I told you how I was making clothing, right? In the hood, I was selling clothes to my friends. We was making a little bit of money doing my thing, but one day I was in the park and I was bragging to these girls, telling them how I made this clothing outfit for this guy named Joe, who was a big dude in the projects, everybody knew, right? So she didn't believe me. So I was kind of bragging, trying to show off that I made the outfit for him. So she told him to come over here. She wanted to check him out. She says, who made that outfit for you? He says, Karl made it. Why, what's up? She's like, can I see your jacket? So I didn't know where she was going with this, right? So he takes off the jacket, he shows it to her. She's like, if Karl made it, how come his name ain't on it then? And that's when it hit me.
Wow.
I need to put my name on the clothing. That was the last thing on my mind, was being a fashion designer or put my name on the clothing, because, you know, a lot of times it takes us as a people, it takes someone that looks like you to achieve success on a certain level to make you feel like if he could do it, I could do it. There's nobody before me who's done this trail to make me feel like I want to be like this guy.
Right.
So when she made that comment, she was being a smart aleck, but she was actually right, because anybody could have said they made that clothing. So that night I went home and I started thinking of a name for my clothing brand. When we came to the United States, my dad had changed our name to an American last name, to Williams. My family's last name was Casanova, right? So my
Casanova?
Yeah, Casanova. That's my family's Spanish last name. My dad changed it to Williams when we came to the United States. He wanted to Americanize the family, because integrate into American culture. So like when I went home, I was like, Karl Williams Jeans. Just didn't really have a ring to it, right? It just didn't sound like Gianni Versace, Donna Karan, Giorgio Armani. Those are the brands that we knew back then. So like, was a question I used to ask myself all the time, like, can I do this? Can I be successful? Can I come from the inner city and build a clothing brand that's going to be like these other guys out there? So I figured if I call myself Kani, then every day I have to answer that question, yes, I can. So that's how it came about. Yeah.
Wow. That is so dope.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't feel like a lot of people even know that you come from like Spanish roots. I mean, because I know Belizean, but I'm really realizing right now it is from, Spanish roots too. Right. So you go and you create the Karl Kani, and really you were just doing this just so you could be cool.
Yes.
So you become cool. After you become cool, then what happens?
What happened? Okay. So I'm at home and I'm chilling. I'm making clothes in the projects. Everybody's like buying my clothing. It was cool. We were hustling. And my friend of mine named AZ, who I grew up with.
The rapper?
Nah, different AZ. Different AZ.
I was about to get lit. Like, wait a minute.
AZ, he was hustling. He caught a case and he's supposed to go to jail. He ended up moving to California to live with his brother in Orange County.
So that was the real AZ?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I ain't gonna say a different AZ. This AZ from Brooklyn.
Okay.
The other AZ is from Uptown.
Okay,
right?
got you.
So AZ, he caught a case. He hits my phone one day. He's like, yo, what are you doing? I said, man, I'm making this clothing out here, just hustling. He's like, yo, you should come to LA and do this stuff out here. I was like, man, I ain't coming to LA. Ain't nothing but white girls and beaches out there. I ain't going to LA. There's nothing out there. He's like, nah, man, I'm telling you, they got a hood out here. They got black people in LA.
Most men like white girls and beaches.
Nah, but if we from the hood, we weren't even thinking about them back then. You know what I'm saying? So like, he wanted to prove to me there was black people in California, which we didn't know that. Because, back then there's no internet, and we had no family out here, so none of us visited California. So all you saw is what you saw on TV, right? So to prove to me there's black people, he sends me an Eazy-E cassette tape in the mail. He mails an Eazy-E cassette tape, and then he says, yo, I'm telling you, they got a hood out here, and people be on Crenshaw Boulevard. He sends me that tape, and we started jamming Eazy. I said, man, this music is popping, right? I was like, all right, find us a store out there. So he finds us a store, 4312 Crenshaw Boulevard, right in the middle of South Central. From New York, when you see palm trees and houses, you think you're in a good neighborhood, right? Yeah, LA is totally different. Yeah, LA is totally different, man. So like LA, you see a palm tree, you can sit right in the middle of the hood. So we opened a store in the hood. We thought we was about to get paid. These gangbangers, they wasn't buying none of our clothing. They was like, into their Dickies and khakis and stuff like that. But eventually some dudes robbed our store at gunpoint, right? But at the time, we ended up putting an ad in Ride On magazine, which was one of the first hip hop publications, right? And that's what saved us. We put up an ad in Ride On, and kids started ordering our clothes from all over. We moved to Hollywood and started ordering our clothes. So like one thing led to another, which helped us propel our business on the streets by having kids out there from different states buying our clothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in LA, you living the life. What was your biggest sell when you got to LA? What was the price? Because you come to LA, it's not cheap to live in LA.
Right. Now we was hustling, man. At first we was moving from apartment to apartment, right? We had no money.
Were y'all scamming?
Oh, no doubt. We used to get into an apartment. I could tell you all the address. We lived at 1807 North Las Palmas. Then we lived at 1231 North Las Palmas. We was basically moving into the brand new buildings.
Right.
And you pay your first and last month rent. And then you don't pay no more rent until they kick you out.
Wait, so how long were y'all staying in these buildings?
Like 3-4 months, and then you move to another building. Yeah, another building and stuff like that. We was just grinding, but at the end of the day, the most important day was Cross Colors
Yeah.
was having a fashion show at the Palladium in Hollywood.
Okay.
And my man Jeff, AZ, and them, they used to hang out all the time. So one night they come to the apartment, 'cause I never used to go out. I used to be in the apartment working all the time, just thinking about how to really propel a business. He's like, yo, you should come out tonight. There's this company having a fashion show. I said, man, I don't want to go. They said, you should come out. You never go out anywhere. So I went and I met the owner of Cross Colors that night. His name is Karl Jones, another black-owned company. And I met him. I was like, yo, man, I need some help getting my stuff from department stores. That's the first thing that came out of my mouth. I didn't even know what I wanted to talk to him about. He's like, come to my office tomorrow. We could talk. So I went to his office. I remember it was Martin Luther King Day, 1991. We go to his office, black-owned company. And he was like, you know, I heard about your stuff. I saw you ad and Right On. He's like, yo, if you need some help, I'll be willing to help you out. That's what he said to me in the first 5 minutes, right? So I'm thinking to myself, my heart started beeping really quick, right? Because I didn't feel comfortable with what he was saying to me. Because where I'm from, nobody just help you out just to help you out. It just didn't really add up. You already have your own clothing brand. Why would you want to help me out, right? And I went home. I told my moms about it. She says, you know, you need to pray on this one to see how you feel about it. So I did. I went home. I prayed about it. 10 days later, I hit them back. I said, let's do the deal. We did a 50-50 partnership.
Wait, it took you 10 days?
It took me 10 days, yeah. Cause I was very skeptical about doing this deal with him. It was really weighing on me, right?
Okay.
And we were staying in the apartment. We were struggling in the apartment though.
Right.
And he had this big warehouse. He had the infrastructure. He had everything that we needed was right there. But I didn't understand why would he want to do a deal with me, right? So I decided, let's do the deal. We did 50-50 partnership. In the first week, we got a $3 million order for merry-go-round. And it was history since then.
Wait a minute. The first week after he said this, you got a $3 million deal from merry-go-round.
Yes.
Me and my sister used to steal from merry-go-round.
That's right. Okay? That's right. That's right.
I'm just saying. And you got a $3 million deal?
Yeah. For the first week, we got a $3 million deal for merry-go-round. And business was booming. So it's really just Cross Colors and Karl Kani was just running the whole industry. We had everybody in hip-hop wearing our clothing. All the artists we had. TV placement in Living Color, The Martin Show, Living Single. We was in every hip-hop show, every show that's catered to our market. We catered and dressed all the celebrities on all those shows. We started the whole product placement thing. MTV is the reason, we're the reason why MTV started blurring out logos on the videos, because we was getting so much free advertisement from artists wearing our clothing on the videos. MTV wanted us to buy commercial spots. So they was like, all right, if you guys want to buy commercial, you're going to blur out your logos on the on the videos then. So that enhanced people to either want to wear smaller logos or for us to pay for advertisement, doing commercials, stuff like that. So we did some grassroots guerrilla marketing that I haven't never seen before, and just how we took over the industry.
How did that happen though? Because was it you alone or was it a team? Because that's brilliant. That's, you know? We had a team. That's innovative.
Absolutely. We had a team. My man AZ, who I grew up with, he was like more the street dude. So he was handling like all the street dudes, getting everybody into our clothing. He'd deal with all the artists. He had a relationship with Redman, Method Man, all the hip hop artists. Nas, Heavy D, Pete Rock, CL Smooth, you know, Diddy, you know, Jay-Z, Nas, the list goes on and on, all the artists that represent our clothes. See, back then the culture was a little bit different because like the mentality in hip hop was like support black business, KRS was just conscious hip hop back then.
Right.
So dudes was looking to support black business and things like that.
Right.
And when we came out, there was no other clothing brands that really catering towards hip hop artists. We're the only ones who represent the culture and embrace the culture. We were the culture. Those other companies didn't even think hip hop was going to last. And they didn't really want hip hop artists in their clothing because they felt like it would deter. It would feel like it would deter them from their original customer. What was going on? So we had the look, the vibe, and the culture all together. So we had the full package together as a team and a unit. It was all black owned. Our company started black people being salespeople in the business. There was no salespeople in the business that were black. It was all white men doing Salesforce. We brought in our own people, my friends, and young black people who could speak well and deal on a corporate level. We hired them to represent our company and be part of what we were trying to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So So who was your first like big artist that you dressed?
Yeah, man, we've dressed so many people like Tupac, Nas. Tupac did our biggest campaign in 1994. We had Tupac, Nas, Dr. Dre, Snoop, Heavy D, Pete Rock, CL Smooth, Next, 112, Lil' Kim, I mean,
you did Biggie too, right?
Biggie mentioned my name in the songs. We have a whole list of people mention our name in the songs. I mean, we had the culture on lock. It was such a important time for fashion, important time for our culture. Even besides my brand, is the doors that we open up for other people to come out there and do what they got to do too. Because like I was explaining earlier, like it takes one person that looks like you, that you can relate to achieve success on a certain level, to make you feel like if he could do it, I could do it. And that's what the Kani brand do. We made people feel like this guy from Brooklyn, he could make a clothing brand and become like what it is. I want to be like him. I want to do the same thing too. So the record was already set. The roadmap was set. We set the blueprint of how this game works.
So how was that? Because, you know, Biggie, you had Biggie wearing your gear. You had Tupac wearing your gear. Was that a conflict of interest ever? Did they ever, like, were they on speed dial with you? And you're like, why I see this big black fat motherfucker wearing my shit? And Tupac like, you know, thug life. And Biggie's like, yo, why is this West Coast nigga with the fucking do-rag and the wearing my shit? Like,
well,
how was that?
It was really cool. Like, relationship with Biggie was different than Tupac. My relationship with Tupac was a little more closer, although Biggie's from Brooklyn, but I was living in LA when we started the company. So I remember when I first met Biggie, was at his album release party in New York, right, at the Palladium in New York. And first time I met him in person. So Groovy Lou introduced me to Biggie. He's like, yo, Karl's Biggie. He's like, yo, man. He gave me, yo, where my shit at, man? Where my free shit at? That's all he said to me, yo, where my shit at? Then he's like, yo, man, you know I mentioned your song, you know, your name in one of my songs. I said, nah, his album, I didn't know. So he rapped in my ear and he said to me, yo, so recognize my dick size and my Karl Kani jeans and wear 13s, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, man, thank you, bro. I gave him a hug. But you know what? What was really important about Biggie was that when we started, we went up to size 60 in our clothing.
A 60?
Size 60, yeah. We knew big dudes out there had money. Big dudes was hustlers, but there was no brands making clothing that was fashionable for big dudes. So their options of clothing was very minimal. They used to go to Rochester Big and Tall and get really basic stuff. So we did everything we're doing for the little guy, the big guys too. So they really appreciated our brand and love what we was trying to do. So Biggie, like, he loved our clothing because he had a bunch of fashionable things finally that he could wear, and he had money, so he wanted to spend it.
And he was fat. I mean,
he was fly. He was fly too.
He was fat and fly. I know. I love Biggie. I mean, I was, who the fuck is this paging me at 5:46
in the morning? There you go.
Now I'm yawning. Yeah, that was one of my niggas. Okay. I really fuck with Biggie. Yeah.
I feel you.
Okay. So like, when you got into hip hop, you were doing all that. Now, was there ever any beef with the other black designers like Fubu, Cross Colors, and Nietzsche? Did you feel like there was a resistance, or did you guys come together and work together?
Yeah, well, Cross Colors, like I said, they were my partners back in '91. It was just Cross Colors and Karl Kani. Cross Colors really looked out for me because although we had the streets, Cross Colors had the infrastructure that we needed. They had the finance and the infrastructure that we needed, and they had a lot of knowledge on the fashion industry. Carl Jones came from the skatewear market, so he had a lot of information on the business and knew how to grow a business. So combining what he had and what we had together was able to propel us to the next level. So he was very influential what he was trying to do. And at the same time, we did our footwear deal with Skechers back in the days. Even before they started Skechers, we were doing Karl Kani shoes together. So we were the first streetwear brand to have 15 NBA players wearing our sneakers on the courts. We had John Wallace from New York Knicks, Derek Fisher, Karl Malone. So we had 15 NBA players wearing Karl Kani sneakers on the courts back in 1994. So we were rolling. You know, we had a great game plan, and it just shows you the power of what happens when you stay extremely focused on business. Like, that's what our whole thing was. Every day we wake up with a game plan, how we're going to attack and accomplish our goals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on, Karl. Okay, so listen, I know you opened a store in Japan. What made you open a store in Japan?
Yeah, you know, like, when I tell people all the time, like, our brand grew as hip hop grew. Right. Our brand was integrated into hip hop. We started with hip hop artists promoting our clothing brands and embraced hip hop. Hip hop artists became our models for our clothing brands. So Japanese people love hip hop. They love the culture, and they want to be part of what we're trying to do. So we saw that hip hop was growing internationally. So we used to have Japanese people come to our booth all the time, want to buy our clothing. And we saw that we need to expand and go beyond the United States. We saw eventually if we don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. And we knew that streetwear is going to become such a huge thing, even more than bigger than it is here. So today our brand is way bigger internationally than it is here in the United States. Right now we're in 25 foreign countries.
To this day?
To this day. 25 foreign countries. We have 10 stores in Japan. That's all through the power of hip hop, to be honest with you. Like, you know, they represent the culture. And those people out there, they like to do history on who started this, how did it start. Even in Europe, there's college courses on hip hop.
Right.
You know
now, I heard you're really big in Russian.
Yeah.
And I know Onyx.
Yes.
Because you worked with Onyx.
You work with Onyx,
Sticky Fingers, Fredro, yeah.
Yeah, we sponsored tours out there, so they've been seeing the impact that we have on an international level. So we get a lot of love for the international market. But again, it's all about this kid from Brooklyn, New York, who had a dream, had a vision, and made it turn into reality. And that's really what this whole story is about, is a can I attitude. Ask yourself the question, can I answer that question every day? Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Okay, so who inspired you, like, coming up in the game? I mean, to this day, like, do you still get inspired by people, or you...
Yeah. So basically, you know, when we grew up, like I said, the hustlers on the streets was our influences back then, right? Those are the ones that had the Mercedes and the Benzes and the BMWs, and those are things that we aspire to want in our lives. Like, we felt like we seen other people have it, like, why can't we have that too? The hustlers did what they had to do to get what they had to get. Our philosophy was take that same mentality and apply it to business, right? Hustlers know how to hustle.
Yeah.
They hustle for certain reasons, right?
Right.
But we want to hustle in the business world. So, you know, we get our fabric, you make some jeans. If it costs you 20, you sell it for 40, you sell it for 50, double up on your money. Same street mentality. But now we doing it in business now. And that philosophy worked for us, right? Building a name is the greatest asset you could ever own, right? So just applying street culture to business, that's what makes you make it. And when you ask me about other brands, like, we helped out a lot of other brands in the industry to be where they are today. A lot of guys that work for my company end up going on to work for FUBU, Fat Farm, Sean John, and Nietzsche, and all these other brands, right? So a lot of these people, they all work for our company. They want to know, what was Karl Kani doing? How'd you guys get there? So they want to hire a lot of our employees. And back then, we didn't really have employee contracts.
So they were poaching them.
Yeah, of course. But, you know, it's just business, but I get it, though. That's just the way it works. And you got to hustle hard and, you know, do better next time, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's all part of the game. That's all it is, yeah.
So what do you do for fun? I mean, like, because you out here, you know, setting the trends, you know, living legend, just working hard. So what do you do to decompress and have a good time?
Turks and Caicos.
Okay.
That's my favorite. That's my hot spot right there.
What's in Turks and Caicos? What keep drawing you to Turks and Caicos?
Just the people and the culture, right? I love being around my peoples, and just the culture, the food, the environment. I feel at home. I feel relaxed, and you get love there. You know what I'm saying? You feel like this is a homecoming right here. So, like, and to me, as we travel and we go to these different countries like Germany and Switzerland and, you know, Japan, and we're promoting my brands, that to me is vacation, because working, I don't look at it as work. I look at it as brand building. And if we could brand build together and have some good time, then to me, mentally, I'm on vacation. I'm still building at the same time. Even if I'm on vacation, I can't totally just not think about work. You know what I mean? When you're doing something for so long, it becomes part of who you are. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you 100%. You probably over there, like, you know, with the Turks, the people of Turks and Caicos, like, I can make maybe some resort wear.
Oh, no doubt. No, I'm always thinking over there. So no, as I'm over there, I'm thinking, like, how can we do a photo shoot? You guys on those boats, jet skis out there, rocking my stuff or something like that. So you're being very creative as you're out there, because, you know, weather's good, so you got to just think good about it.
What about swimwear?
Now, of course, those are very inspirational to do that as well, too. And we did develop a swimwear line from being in Turks. You know, it's the colors and the ambiance makes you get to the energy to do that.
The feel.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you do now to stay relevant in everything that's going on? Because it's so many people that's doing fashion.
Right. So, the thing that, to me, in fashion, what separates us from everybody else, like, you know, like, we are the originators of streetwear fashion, hands down, right? So, like, no other streetwear brand could say, like, hey, man, you know, Karl Kani was inspired by what we used to do or things like that. So being the original is something. It's like you're the OG of the game, right? So that you have to live with that. You got to own that, right? So you always got to continue to set the trends of where it's going and be able to adjust. Like the game has changed. When we first started, it was all about advertising and vibes, Source, XXL, and Word Up magazines. Those things have changed now. It's about social media and TikTok and Instagram and streamers and stuff like that. So now we have to build a team that's going to focus on that. And it's all about the new young generation too, because we've been doing this for 35 years now, so we outlive a lot of trends.
But you still look the same. I mean, what is it? You a vampire?
Not a vampire. Just stay laser focused and drink water, and we work out. You know what I mean? So
your skin is glistening right now.
Yeah, thank you. No, I appreciate that. Yeah. So this is part of what we do. Is part of who we are, and failure is not an option. Right? That's not going to happen.
Okay.
And to me, if God gives you the ability to wake up every day, you got 2 arms, 2 legs, you could walk and you could talk, there's no excuse for you not to go out there and make things happen, because there's so many people out there who wish they could be in your position to do it, so you can't find excuses to hold you back. Because I think God put you on here for a reason. You got to accomplish this goal, and that's what we're here for.
Come on, black man.
There you go.
Yeah, preach.
There you go.
Okay, so the hoes.
What's that?
Did you attract a lot of hoes, or I'm sure you had some fun. Any celebrities that you had a lot of fun with? Nah,
I never did the whole celebrity girls dating celebrity thing.
Never.
Nah,
not a one.
No, I'm more of a private type of dude. We're around a lot of models and stuff like that, and they're very entertaining and it's good for fun. But no matter what we do, even if we go out and we party at 5, 6 in the morning, come 8 o'clock, we back on our grind again. It's the same hustle mentality, because it's like you never want to give a reason for somebody to take your spot, right? That's the whole mentality. And it's like, if you get to that spot, don't cry when somebody take your shit.
Right. Yeah, because they outwork you.
Yeah, they outwork you. You know what I'm saying? Hard. So if you're gonna preach something, you gotta live something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta live what it is. And my name is Karl Kani. I own my brand 100%. We never sold out. There was a lot of people that came. There was a lot of people that came to us. There's a lot of opportunities that came our way to sell our company, but a lot of times you gotta be careful of that, because sometimes the companies don't buy you to propel your brand; they buy you to kill the competition. Yeah. Right. Look at all those other urban brands that are around from the '90s. They all sold out, and where are they at now? Right? They don't have, because they all want to just burn the competition, stop the competition, so we could propel. Right. Tommy didn't want us to propel. Ralph don't want us to propel, right? Because if we propel, it's going to affect what they're trying to do, because they're taking our culture and act as they're part of our culture. It's not real. You know what I'm trying to say? So we got to be that one brand that stands for something, that stands for something legit. And that's why we're so big internationally. They know where we at and where we stand for.
It's just like, clap for that. Because it's just like with actors and comedians, I realized there was agencies that would reach out to me, and they wanted to sign me or manage me, and I fell for the bait once, and I was asking this manager well, you ain't sending me out on nothing, but I realized it's because he had another client and he didn't want me outshining his client. So it's the same thing.
Absolutely.
So yep.
So you got to be on top of the game.
Right.
And I feel like, there's certain things that I think coming from the inner city is a blessing. People say you come from the inner city, they feel like it's a downside. I think it's a blessing, because college can't teach you this, right? College, nothing could teach you street smarts, right? Only growing up in the streets could teach you that. Only growing up in the streets could teach you hustle mentality. And when you're on the block, you let nobody take your spot, nobody take your shit, right? So that's how we grew up with our brand and things like that. And we know that's just short money anyway to get that. We in this, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I'm saying? That's our mentality.
Well, as they say, it's in you, not
that's
on
right.
you.
That's right.
So
absolutely.
You got it. You've been doing it. What's next for you?
Yeah. So, right now we just continue to build our brand international, and we're making a real big plan on coming back to United States in a major big way. We're just kind of waiting for the market to settle a little bit. Okay. And come back out probably on our 35th, 36th year with the Karl Kani stuff. And the last thing we're doing right now is that if we find out there's life on Mars, we will be in Mars with the new KK2 collection. I guarantee you that.
Well, let's create that.
That's what I'm thinking.
Listen, Elon Musk is doing whatever the fuck he wants.
There you go.
We fucking create life on Mars?
They need to be hip hop streetwear on Mars. We're gonna be the first one to do that.
Listen, anything that you need from me, and I mean this 100%. Anything that you need from me, I am here. I am one of your soldiers. Okay, let's get it. Let's go.
Let's do it. No, I appreciate that.
I'm ready. Okay?
You see, when you hit me, I'm right here. You know.
No, and I appreciate you. And I told you, I was like, oh my God. I was so excited. Like, I'm about to interview the living legend, Karl Kani. And we still have to do our collab.
We're doing it.
Outside of that, though, like I said, anything you need, I'm here.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you.
And can you please tell the people where they can find you? And because we need to make the world love you the way they love Levi's, the way they love Gucci, the way they love Louis Vuitton, the way they love Prada. They need to understand you are that man.
No, I appreciate that. And I would say to compound on what you're saying, the love came, all the artists from the 90s in hip hop showed us extreme love.
Right.
Redman, Method Man, Dr. Dre, Snoop, Nas, you know, Biggie. I mean, I can't thank those artists enough. And we got so much love from the West Coast, from Ice-T, Snoop, all of them. Like we was brothers. We didn't even know each other. You know what I'm saying? Even Eazy-E rocked my stuff in his videos when he came out here. You know what I'm saying? So the love that we got is unimaginable. And those guys really helped to pave the way for who we are today. And for people who want to check us out, you know, it's karlkani.com. Instagram's Karl Kani. That's where we at. So, you know, 100% black owned. So let's get it.
100% black owned. So listen, artists, tap in. 100% black owned. So we got new rage of artists coming in, and period. Y'all need to tap in with this man because he owns 100% of his product. And that's really unheard of in this day and time.
That's right. No sellout business going on.
No sellout business. You heard him.
That's right.
All right. Karl Kani, Tori Hart. This is another episode of Brutally Honest, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.
Get it.
Girl, you knew that. Girl, you knew that. Girl, you knew that. Girl, you better read his gangster lean. Pay attention to everything. Walk around town like he the shit, but behind closed doors he